The Portland Trail Blazers have been extremely hot as of late, and that's in large part due to the run that Damian Lillard is having. He's an all-world hooper who doesn't back down from the big moment. We've seen this time and time and time and time again. But of course, you don't have to take my word for it, because he has no problem showing you. Lillard played all 4 years at Weber State. He got better every year, and by his senior season, he was one of the most prolific scorers in the entire nation. What can I say? He put in work and it showed. Averaging 25 points a game, Lillard would be drafted 6th overall and shock the NBA. But I guess, of course, it's only a shock if you didn't know who he was. He owned the combine and he owned workouts. And the rest? Well, I guess you could say the rest is history. Or maybe more of an open book, because he's still writing it. Lillard's second year, he would stun the Houston Rockets and end their playoff run in dramatic fashion. The kid from Weber State was making a name for himself. Dame is an underdog who loves every second of it. Part of me wonders what would have happened if LaMarcus Aldridge never left. But I guess we'll never know. The funny thing is, they love you until they hate you. And if they can't control you, that won't stop them from trying. Sometimes there's no winning. Lillard signs the Mega Max and pledges his loyalty to Portland, and he got slandered for it.
He's gonna be one of the richest players in NBA history with 0 titles.
A narrative of lies. One of the best point guards in the NBA doesn't care about winning, doesn't care about his team getting better, doesn't care about the legacy and the impact that he's going to leave behind. Others' narratives don't define you. You do. This video, we're going to be talking about how Damian Lillard is the best point guard in the NBA and how he's doing it. But before we get into that, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You guys will not want to miss another GETLIKECOOP video. And that's facts. I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers so I can go full time and bring you guys daily content. So be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You guys already know the drill. First question down in the comments below gets answered during this part of the video. So if you're trying to become that first commenter, becoming a part of Noti Gang definitely helps. So the question is, where do you think James Harden will rank among shooting guards all time? Now, I am one of James Harden's biggest fans, so this is going to be a tough question for me to answer with no bias. But I'm going to include James Harden in the top 5. As a matter of fact, I think James Harden is already a top 5 shooting guard of all time. And I think people sleep on the fact that James Harden and the Houston Rockets should have beat arguably the best basketball team ever assembled with what isn't the most help we've seen on rosters. They went to Game 7 and laid an egg. It sucked. But imagine if they won. It'd be lit. With that being said, guys, be sure to follow my IG, handle GETLIKECOOP. You will not want to miss another post. The Portland Trail Blazers, one of the most interesting teams in the entire league. And currently, they're scorching. And I'm not just talking about Damian Lillard. After reviving what seemed to be a hopeless season, in their last 10 games, they're 7-3. This team shows no signs of quitting, and they're only a half game back of the 8 seed. This season, the Blazers have gotten a major contribution from a player named Carmelo Anthony, who at one point was thought to be done in the NBA. Everybody was ready to write Melo off, except for Melo and except for the true fans that never gave up, that never stopped believing in his return. Melo has looked vintage this season, and his signing gave the Blazers a major boost when it looked like the season was all but done. Dame, Melo, and CJ all have the Blazers on the right track, chasing the Memphis Grizzlies, who are going to be a tough team to catch in their own right, because they have a fantastic point guard of their own named Ja Morant, who's been one of the best rookie point guards I've ever seen play the game of basketball. He plays the game like a 10-year vet, a true point guard who elevates the level of everybody around him. Let's take things back to Lillard for a second. Lillard's scoring prowess goes far beyond his statistical output. He's having one of the most insane runs in NBA history, and that's not hyperbole. On the season, Dame is averaging 30 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. But let's take a closer look. In Dame's last 8 games, he's averaging 45.1 points, 9.6 assists per game, shooting 52.8 from 3, with a true shooting percentage of 71.32. Dame is currently on a different level from everybody else in the NBA, and in his last 6 games, it gets even better. 48.8 points, 10.2 assists. He's 49 of 86 from deep. He's shooting 57% from 3. If you take a look at the shots he's taking, Damian Lillard's shot chart is simply ridiculous. He's now moved into the top 10 all-time for most 50-point games in NBA history. He's also the first player to average over 45 points and 10 assists per game in a 6-game span. And the scary thing is that help is on the way. The Blazers are missing Jusuf Nurkic, who was one of their best players, and you could arguably say their second best player last season. He's a true defensive anchor who wants to make an all-defensive team before it's all said and done. Nurkic is that type of player. He's a great passer. He's a great rebounder. He gives you everything you need on the offensive end while not being a ball-dominant player. I feel like his absence wasn't talked about enough with the Blazers' early struggles, and while Hassan Whiteside has shown some bright spots during the course of the season, he's not the most consistent of players, and he's also not very versatile. Lillard has been able to do everything he's done so far for the Blazers by not only being a major threat to score, but creating opportunities for his teammates. He's a threat to score from anywhere on the court, almost literally. This makes Lillard a very tough cover and even tougher to double, since the space he creates for his team is among the best we've ever seen. And I mean, teams try. They try to stop him. They bring the doubles, and they bring them shamelessly. But let's be real, it's tough to double somebody shooting over 44% from 30 feet and deeper. Shooting 37 of 84, Lillard has already set the single season records for field goal makes and attempts from deeper than 30 feet. For reference, Curry's unanimous MVP season, he hit 21. While Dame is putting up big numbers, I can't stress this enough. Don't confuse his massive scoring outputs with selfishness. The Blazers are winning, and some of the great passers, they limit themselves in the sense that they can't score the ball. I feel like we've seen this far too often, but Lillard doesn't have this problem. He's the ideal player when playing inside of the pick and roll. He finds rollers, slippers, and cutters for easy baskets. And if you give him an inch of space coming off the screen, he'll burn you from deep. Dame is such a threat from anywhere on the court that he invites switches and hard hedges, because you simply can't give this guy any space. He takes advantage of switches, and when the defense has the hedge so hard on a player, it brings them out of position and it puts the offense in a position to take advantage. I love Lillard's ability to attack hedges because he can also beat the hedge off of the dribble and make a play going towards the basket. A lot of times you'll see these prolific scorers or these prolific shooters who struggle to finish around the rim. Well, Dame has an extra gear around the basket just in case he feels like he wants to finish in traffic with a little more authority. He's explosive and he knows it. He's excellent picking his spots and being patient and working within the offense. I know that sounds crazy because he's averaging so many points, but rarely does it feel like a Damian Lillard shot is a forced shot. And I've watched him a ton this season, and that's dating back to even before this run got started. Everything that he does almost feels effortless in the sense that he makes it look so easy. When Lillard gets in his zone, there's not a defense in the league that can stop him. You just have to play the best defense you can and hope that he misses. Of course, though, that's the case for a lot of great scorers. And I always like to view scoring the basketball as an art, which is one of the reasons I like to watch Luka Doncic play. And I was such a big Kobe Bryant fan. I don't want to say anybody can go out and get buckets, but the degree of difficulty on some of the shots that these guys have made, it's simply ridiculous. We watch basketball for many reasons, but one of those being that we want to see the best play at a high level. Another reason we love this game, and well, let's be honest, we want to be wowed and we want to be amazed. I think that's one of the reasons that I have so much respect for Damian Lillard and the run that he's going on. I'm legit amazed. This is something that I can't say I entirely saw coming, and I'm not sure anybody did. While I love James Harden, he can get a little repetitive. I would love to see what Harden looks like in more of a modern offense. And maybe when I mean modern, I mean more conventional. Maybe not the 5-out stuff. I know it works at times and it's been efficient and it's worked in the past, but they're running Harden into the ground. And I want to be able to watch the beard for a long time. Be sure to click the video on the screen right now, guys. It's me going over Karl Anthony Towns saying he'd be unstoppable with the Warriors. Be sure to subscribe. Know he's on. I'm GETLIKECOOP and I'm out.